Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sir Tommy P., Defender of the Faith.
And I am Empress Emily M.
And we are the Nephilim Murder Crew. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Catholic Chats.
Good evening. Hello.
All right. So, we're back by ourselves for the first time in a couple episodes. The Nethernight greetings from Nemominini.
Menominee.
Nemominini. Nemominini. That place. Yeah, speaking of Nethernight, as I was saying,
He's where Nemo lives.
yeah, last let's see, Wednesday we had the Nethernight here. Sunday we were on Grey Pilled.
We went on Grey Pilled.
So yeah, it's different being back by ourselves
Oh,
again.
that's right. Yeah. And then Friday I did my own show because Monday was a holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
It's been a minute since it's just the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That being said, let me get all this squared away. Emily, keep them entertained while I.
Oh, hello everyone. Yeah.
And by everyone, we mean another night.
Well, other people will be here.
No, nobody's ever gonna watch us again.
I'm sorry. If I rub my eyes or sound congested, it's because we went outside today.
Yeah, I feel like I snorted a line of pollen. Is that what how you referred to it?
Right before we went on, I was like, my eyes feel like I snorted a line of pollen.
Yeah.
Because, like, my eyeballs are, like, the itchy, like, your cornea is itchy, and, like, they won't stop watering, and I think that maybe rubbing it will help. That's not going to help. So, as soon as this is over, I'm going to scrub my face and get whatever outside is still left on there. But before we went outside for fun, we went to Mass.
Oh, yeah, we went to Mass at the cathedral today.
We did. We went, and we did Saturday.
What is that? Stop.
We did Saturday Mass yesterday at our local parish.
Yes.
And this morning we went to the cathedral in Peoria.
Yeah, the Cathedral of St. Mary. And we thought it was kind of odd that today, when we celebrate the birth of Mary, there was no mention of it at the Cathedral of St. Mary.
Not a one mention.
Not a one mention.
And not a one mention yesterday either.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a noticing.
It was a thing we noticed, yes. And I understand that on the new liturgical calendar, feast days and stuff don't get celebrated on a Sunday.
Yeah, with the new policies, if it's
a
feast day that falls on a Sunday, we just gloss over it.
Yeah, I get that, but also, like, no mention, not even in the homily. You don't be like, oh, hey, by the way.
Yeah, there was no mention of it.
Yeah.
Not to completely derail our conversation, but there is a chatter. There's someone commenting on X, but it's not coming through on our window that we have open for X chats.
Somebody is.
Yeah. Good evening, Upstander. That's what I'm going to call you because that's what you have on your thing. Good evening. I'm glad that you find this riveting. Stick around.
Yeah, we don't have a guest tonight.
Yeah.
Catholic chats are usually something that we just do, the two of us.
Yeah.
I mean, podcasts in general have been something we did just the two of us until this week.
If people showed up, that was cool, and if not, that's cool too. We just, thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta figure out why that chat's not coming up in my pop out up there. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
I wonder if, like, once the broadcast actually goes live on X, it's a different chat.
I don't know.
Thingy.
Maybe.
But.
Anyway.
Anyways,
so as we were saying, we were at the cathedral today, so we thought I thought I would show a couple pictures, because I was like, you know what? I took a couple pictures today on the way in. Where's the make this full screen button? There it is.
The make it big button.
The full screen button. And I'm going to make sure I'm going in the right direction from here. Yes. Okay. Okay. Hey, why is that not big?
Maybe do the zoom with your fingers on the mouse pad.
There we go.
That makes it big.
Okay. So, yeah, let me transition. So this is inside the cathedral. Beautiful starry ceiling. Lots of stained glass, lots of paintings all around. It's a gorgeous cathedral. I got no complaints on that end of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's a big O organ in the back.
Yeah, huge pipe organ. But yeah, I don't know if you Lutherans celebrate a different liturgical calendar,
I was
buddy.
gonna say I think they're on a different liturgical
I
calendar.
guess I don't know.
But
I
yeah, it's 9 months after her December
yeah.
inception. So
So yeah, here is the cathedral from the outside. It is huge. It's hard to tell from the pictures, but it is a huge old cathedral.
yep. And they I don't want this to come out wrong, but they only use the cathedral on Sundays for the 10:30 English service and the subsequent Spanish service.
Yeah, 12:15 Spanish service. There's no weekday service. There's no Saturday service.
No.
They do adoration for a couple hours in the middle of the day on a weekday. I don't remember which one, and it's done in a side hall. It's not done in the
Yeah,
main.
wouldn't that be I
The
think the side.
nave is what they call that.
Oh, okay, yeah. And is that also that might also be the same side that the that Fulton Sheen's tomb is on, and
Yeah,
that is accessible 7 days a week. Basically between the hours of 8 a.m. and noon. If you go to the tomb, you'll get in.
yeah. But yeah, I thought that was odd. Why are we only having basically 2 masses a week
Yeah.
at the cathedral?
Yeah.
Um, and then there's the mass at the cathedral that was the other issue. I don't call it an issue. There was nothing technically wrong with it. It's a Novus Ordo mass,
Right.
and it was what I expected of a Novus Ordo mass at the cathedral. It's going to be very by the book, because that's where the bishops are. The bishop. If anybody doesn't know, the reason it's called a cathedral, or the reason why there's cathedrals and then regular churches, the cathedral is where the cathedra is, which is the chair the bishop sits in.
Mm-hmm.
So where the bishop sits is the cathedral. That's why they're called cathedrals, because that's where the bishop sits, where he presides. So, there might be more to it than that, but that's as much as I know about it.
I think that is more than enough information.
Yeah. So that being said, how do I get out of this?
Escape.
I guess I have too many things open to be hitting escape. That's the problem.
Oh.
There it is. Haha. It was hiding.
Found it.
All right. So back to what I was saying. Knowing that this is at the cathedral, I figured this is going to be an extremely textbook kind of Novus Ordo with no additions, but also no subtractions.
Right.
I guess there was the one addition, which is what I did get to that in a minute. Because that was the biggest problem with the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we went to last Sunday. We didn't do a Catholic chats, but I guess we could talk about it since we didn't do one. We went to Church of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, 7 blocks away from the cathedral.
Yeah.
Beautiful old church. I don't think I snapped any pictures of that one.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, gorgeous old church. Inside was beautiful, outside's beautiful, and it was a very reverent smells and bells mass. Lots of incense burning, lots of blessing, lots of just what you would expect from a traditional type of Catholic service.
I have the link. I'm gonna send it to you so that way we can show people.
Oh yeah, the thing, yes. So anyway, but yes, there was no. I think they did have one gentleman get up and do the readings. He did both readings,
Yes.
and I think that is mandatory in the Novus Ordo. You have to have a lectionary.
Right. Yeah. There has to be the laity involvement.
There has to be. I believe there has to be a lectionary, somebody to get up and read. But again, you can get around that by appointing one person in the church to be the church lectionary.
Right. Yeah. That is a loophole.
He was up. He was to the point. He did just the readings. He dipped off as soon as he was done. He came back to the second week, dipped off as soon as he was done. That was like Solomon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the rest of the mass, and then when it came to the Eucharist, there was no Eucharistic ministers. There was 2 priests, 2 deacons, and then a bunch of altar servers. I think quite a few of those altar servers were seminarians, if I had to guess, just from their age.
I was gonna say a lot of them looked older than.
Yeah,
Than
but either way, the 2 priests did communion. Everybody, or I don't say everybody, 90% of people took it kneeling in the mouth,
Mhm.
not in the hand. I don't think I saw maybe one or two old people I saw take in the hand.
Right, right.
But for the most part, it was a lot of younger crowd, lots of proper kneeling and taking it on the tongue.
Right.
So that was good. So then fast
Oh,
forward to
there was also the ratio of veiled heads.
yeah, there was
That
lots of
was
women
that
in
was
veils.
high.
There was also I wasn't the only man in a suit.
Right.
There
That
was
was
plenty of other men in suits there at
yeah.
that mass too.
Yeah,
So
that was the one big positive that
yeah,
I noticed.
so there was that. That was last Sunday. Now this Sunday we go to the cathedral, and I'm thinking it's the cathedral. You know what I mean? If last Sunday was where it was, then this Sunday is probably we don't need them that high.
I'm
Sorry.
getting
Oh,
any way to turn up the volume.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my fault. Then we do need to push them up.
Yeah.
I was in. Never mind.
No, that's okay.
So we get to the cathedral and I walk in and it's gorgeous. It's just like it's everything you would hope it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And
All the
then
stained glass, every bit of light coming in is coming through stained glass. It's beautiful.
yeah, we got there a little early because I said I wanted to snap a picture to it and to be awkward. I also wanted to just take a minute and soak it in. A lot of prayers have been said in that cathedral. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
blessings done. It's just a lot to absorb.
Yeah.
There's just it's a very holy place.
It's old, yeah.
So I went in there just to kind of observe and absorb, and it was really good. And then I started noticing as the place is filling up, I'm the only person in here wearing a suit.
You were.
And most people didn't even have collared shirts on.
No.
There was a few veiled women.
Yeah, there was.
There was the three in front of us,
Right.
up ahead,
The
and
mom and two girls.
their mate. Oh, and the other girl in front of us.
Right, yeah.
So four,
Yeah.
yeah, four veiled heads in the whole mass.
Yeah.
And then they do. If you're Catholic, you know this. The procession as they come down. So at the cathedral, it's kind of a bit of a more of a thing because they come from the one side, they process down the aisle, and they go across the back, and then they down the center aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking, you got two priests, three deacons, four seminarians, and three other altar servers.
Yeah.
So there was a ton of
It
people.
was a full team.
Yeah, it was a full team. And I'm like, all right, sweet. But then also I noticed in that procession was a guy and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they're in the procession, but okay. I'm like, well, I don't know what these people are doing, but there was a man and a woman. At least he was wearing a suit,
Right.
or at least a jacket and tie. I don't know about a suit.
I
It was a
was
sport coat and tie.
I was paused there for a moment because I'm like, well, the old gentleman that greeted us at the door, he was in a suit.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
there was one other equally old gentleman in a suit.
Yes,
But
the
aside
ushers
from
generally wear a
I
suit.
was gonna
Yes.
say the ushers,
Yes.
and they're also the same ones that came around with the basket. So it's like that they have a specific job. They have like a dress code basically. But anyways, yeah. And if you weren't like part of the team,
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was weird. That these two people were in the middle of the procession there.
mm-hmm.
But it goes on, and they open up, and it's a nice hymn with the organ music, and we get to the readings, and of course it was the gentleman that was in the procession there.
Procession
Gets up and reads, comes down. Then it was the lady, and she comes down after making a big show of themselves, going up and coming down. It's
yeah.
But either way, and then the rest of the mass happens, and we get to the Eucharist, we get to communion,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden I see the gentleman who was up there reading going up there to be a Eucharistic minister.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you have two priests, three deacons, and four seminarians. Why is this gentleman up here doing this?
Yeah.
Well, priests and deacons just sit back.
Yeah.
I don't.
I did notice that the one priest didn't leave the altar.
Yeah. It didn't make sense to me. There's no
Yeah.
need for Eucharist for some member, like from Bob from accounting.
Right.
Bob from accounting does not need to be up there handing out the fucking Eucharist.
Well,
Like it's infuriating to me. You wonder why nobody believes in the real presence anymore in the Catholic Church, because Bob from accounting can get up there and just start tossing them out like candy.
yeah. Yeah. So I noticed when we were, because we're not confirmed yet, we don't do communion, so we sit and we wait while everybody else does it, and I people watch, and there was a decent amount of the on the tongue,
Yeah, not as many as I would have liked to see. I wouldn't say even half, but there was a
Yeah,
decent amount.
I
Less than half though I wouldn't call decent amount these days. But yeah.
well, and even the like the seminarians and altar like whatever like they only three of them took a knee to take it,
Yeah.
which was I was like there's like seven of y'all up here. That's I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, although not to make excuses for them because they probably didn't do it for the right reasons, but also, especially in a place like the cathedral, if they know the bishop is a very Novus Ordo kind of guy and doesn't think it's proper anymore to take it from the knee and you should stay in the hand like this, standing,
Well,
and they want to just continue on so they can get a decent spot as a priest and then can be like, hey, look, okay, here's how we're going to run my church.
well, I don't know. I think that like you have to lead by example,
No, no, I
and
agree.
that's
I think
like
they're
it's
just trying
a
to keep their head down to get through seminary and
yeah,
not get a really bad post.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They don't want to
right,
get screwed over because the bishop's like, oh, he's going to try to, and then he'll send him off to the middle of nowhere where he's never going to get to
right,
make
yeah,
any difference.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
You'll get absorbed by somebody eventually. You won't actually. You'll be
Yeah.
backup to somebody.
So I think maybe and
I
again
don't know.
I could be giving them more credit. They could just be that type of person. Who's like,
I was gonna
"Yeah,
say I think it's like the conversation you have I've been having the last few days is like it takes the certain type of blending of a person's lived experience from the time they were born and then mix it in with anything else they choose to do as an adult and then like that's the mess that you're presented with.
mm,
So I don't know.
yeah, I know."
They might just could not have any conviction about it one way or the other. And it's just been a monkey see, monkey do. I'll take
Right.
it.
Oh, you sent picture. You sent something.
I did. I sent over a link to
Oh, to
the
the
diocese.
the diocese.
It should take you to the Sacred Heart
Yep.
of Jesus Church. Oh yeah, there you go. Then the Sacred Heart, and then it'll give us a gallery
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
down in the middle. Wah, wah, nah. And then there's the gallery.
Oh, yeah. So let me share this. So yeah, here is. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, you moved that. What did you do?
Isn't that the yeah, we can move that back over, but it would be covering what we're trying to show them anyways, so it's helpful.
Okay. Yeah. Well, right now I'll just keep it on this page.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, the pictures of the cathedral, or not the cathedral, the Sacred Heart where we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous church. Um,
The front of it where it's all gold looking, it's all like little mosaic, little chunks of gold pebbles.
yeah, there's their organ for the Nether Knight. Man, that's a lot. You play that thing, bud? Man.
I don't even have a quip for that. You gotta like use your feet and your hands,
You gotta use like both feet and
both feet,
four
and
hands.
yeah.
I don't know how you do that, man.
Yeah, taking a lot of practice.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Let me bring this back up and fix this. Does that
You gotta
unlock?
unlock it.
Yeah, I know. Um,
Nope. You got the
no, I know. I was looking at what Nether Knight was saying. Sorry.
yeah. That's kind of what I was like. I mean, they just went exactly 9 months after her conception date.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Yeah. See, Nether Knight's talking about the organ now. I don't know, bud.
Yeah.
Yes, date was arbitrarily set. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing. Is like I mean the dates or whatever. It's but if this is how it's celebrated forever,
Right. Why are we now changing it?
at least since we've had the calendar that we run on now.
Yeah, I don't know why the Catholic Church needed to change so much. I mean, I guess I can figure out. I can speculate why they needed to change so much stuff in the '60s.
Well, I was gonna say now in 2024, looking back at it, had they have not made the changes that they did in the 60s, we would not be in the situation we're in now.
No.
We would be in a different situation. It could be hellscapes leaps and bounds worse than what we have now. I don't know. I don't know.
But most likely not. Most
But
likely be better.
I don't know. All I do know is that those changes were made and it fundamentally changed how America operated because,
Well,
Catholics live in America.
it didn't even. Well, all the changes put in place in the '60s for not just the Catholic Church, but the government and
Hmm.
society. Like knowing that these changes took place in the '60s leads me to believe that they were not of the Holy Spirit.
Right. No,
You know what I mean?
no. It was fleshy men have seen an opportunity, doing some colluding,
Yeah.
one might could say. But,
Yeah, it's you can tell me all you want that it's guided by the Holy Spirit and the church needed to change whatever, but it's like I don't believe in the time period that it happened.
yeah.
You're not going to convince me anything good came out of that time period. I
Nah.
don't care.
Nah. And then also the fact that there wasn't such a immediate reception to it. Like it took time to get these people to warm up to it, and now you just don't want them being completely turned away from it.
Yeah, it
So you
seems like
gotta like keep it going.
the only people that really like this new Catholic Church are people who
Boomers.
used to be Protestant because it's very Protestant like.
Yeah.
And I don't know why you would leave. I guess people who are low church Protestant want to go there because it's like, oh, I'm high church and I feel good about it and I'm doing the right thing, but it's still Protestant-y. It's still very
Honestly,
familiar.
the sign of peace. I hate that part of church.
Yes, and
I
the orange
hate it so
position that
much.
the lady's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The what now?
orange position. This.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the lady's not supposed to do that. That's for the priest.
Okay.
Yeah, did you not know that?
I mean, I'm not standing out here like a fucking scarecrow or
Well, like
nothing, but
everybody when they
like
do
as
Lord's
I
Prayer and I used to do it myself till I found out you're not supposed to do that.
oh, well, I'm a secret hands open kind of person because I'm open to receive this shit. That's why I'm here. I'm here to get some shit. Not crassly or anything, but like I'm here to receive the spirit that is here. So I sit with my hands open like this, but also I'm not scarecrowing it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless somebody expressly tells me to close my hands, I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Now
gotta,
that's a
I
thing
gotta
I know.
fix this too now. Hold on a second.
Hmm.
This is bothering me.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Certain sounds are assigned to each keyboard. Oh. Oh, so like each row of the thing is a different set of tones or whatever? That's kind of cool.
There we go.
The Assumption Dormition of Mary was assigned to November 1 by Pius
The
XII
12th.
in 1950.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is a lot of people consider the last real pope.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I heard some stuff about Benedict recently that
Of the popes since Vatican II, Benedict is probably the best.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Meh.
I got nothing to say about it, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know of anything heretical that he has said.
No.
I do know plenty of things heretical that the Pope has said just this weekend.
Right. The my understanding of Benedict, and even at the time, was more of a like that was the first time that was the first pope that I was really like aware of or like really paid attention to, knew anything about because before then I was young and like who gives a
Right.
crap about it, and you're not paying attention to global politics or anything, so who even knows? Unless you're Catholic.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
And I always kind of felt like the guy just like inherited all of the issues, right? And like he's just the one stuck holding the bag when hot potato gets called,
Yeah,
right? Like, and that was my understanding. I was like, oh, so that's what the Pope does. You just inherit everybody else's stuff, and you have to be like, okay, let's go forward with this. Let's see what we can make out of this. What are we gonna do?
yeah, I was kind of thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, there was like after Pius XII there was just bad pope, bad pope, bad pope, and then you had Benedict and now bad pope.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I wasn't even Catholic for that one good pope, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and I
I
mean,
missed out. I feel like I missed out. Good evening, Sir Redbeard.
good evening. Um,
I forgot I have this button here.
Oh, that you can
Yeah.
highlight stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that.
We're just doing lazy reading when we could be doing
When I could be
lazy
highlighting
reading.
things, yeah. If I could do a
Right.
couple episodes without doing it, and you forget you need to do it, you
Oh,
know?
that's also true. That's also true.
Ugh.
But
So,
the office of the Pope is just it's you inherit the stuff, and it's your job to not let it die under your watch.
yeah, well, kind of. There's a lot of other.
You're supposed to do a lot more than that, but bare minimum.
Right, yeah. Don't let the church cease to exist under your watch.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Or if you're an anti-pope, then it's like, hey, let's try to kill the church under my watch.
Yeah, yeah.
My lord,
Anyways.
please.
Oh, there we go. Oh, speaking of Malort.
Speaking of my lord.
Welcome to America, Father Calvin Robinson.
Yeah, let me get
Welcome to America, sir. I hope you find it
so
enjoyable.
let me bring this up. So Father Calvin Robinson, for those of you that you've all heard us talk about him on the show, he is moving to America to work in a parish here. Part of it because it's what he's called to do. Part of it because he's certain to go to jail in England with the new laws. So he landed, and we all noticed, like, hey, that's Chicago. He's in the Midwest. He hasn't really said where he's going to yet, but he's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody, or a few people were posting, oh, that's O'Hare has to be.
Somebody invited him for cigars and conversation.
And scotch and theology in the Fox Valley. And then we commented is we also have Malort. To which this person said, I've actually never tried that. Is it any good? To which we replied, no, but we love it. And we got a respect on that one. But we also got a like from Father Calvin Robinson.
Yeah.
So, not that anybody cares.
No, but it was cool.
But we care.
We care. It was cool.
What are people talking about here? I forgot. I'm missing out.
Let's see. Redbeard is being the Pope like being a high-level politician. Like, no matter how hard he works, there is pushback from other in the Vatican with power. Also, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the Pope is the Pope, and then you've got your bishops, and then you've got your archbishops.
Well, you've got your cardinals, then your archbishops, then your bishops.
I don't know the hierarchy. I know there's levels to it.
Yeah. I mean, Pope usually surrounds himself with people that agree with him, just like politicians.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That stuff. Give me the nuclear vodka. You can't have the Chernobyl vodka.
And then, oh, well, it doesn't even fit on there. Another night. Jeez. Type in sections. Early Christians didn't record the date Mary died. Fell asleep was assumed. Jewish custom didn't record exact dates of one's birth, just a year and season. Birthday celebration was a Gentile thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of dirty goy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Well, and so.
Hello, Ginny.
I'm team. If they found out she was pregnant in December, it makes sense the kid's born in September.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's how making people works. I'm cool with that. I also understand that, like, the calendar has changed since then.
Yeah.
I'm not a tard. I know that. There's a lot of things that have been changed and adjusted and whatever. So we don't know this shit for certain. But if you claim to know it, Catholic Church, claim to know it, claim to acknowledge it, maybe do that. Maybe just do that.
Yeah.
And also, it's not just like me picking on our local places. It's not just me picking on the Novus Ordo. It's the fact that a lot of the people of the Catholic Church are standing here after Mass today saying, where was the mention of it being Mary's birthday? Why did nobody do that? Why did nobody say anything?
Yeah, it becomes kind of an obvious thing.
Yeah, like, and it's more damaging to the, like, you already have a crisis of faith. You already have a crisis of vocations. You already have people leaving the Catholic Church because it's hard to be Catholic. Like, you're not making it any easier for people. You don't at least do what you say you're what, like, fucking be who you say you are.
Yeah, you also have people not leaving the church because being Catholic is hard. I mean, being Catholic is hard. It's like playing Christianity on expert mode. Like, um, although I don't believe Christianity should be easy.
I don't know.
But that's just me.
I think being a Lutheran with Catholic friends is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Being a Lutheran with Catholic friends is rough.
I also think being a Mormon with any other friends is rough.
Yeah.
So,
but what my point was is you have more people leaving the diocesan Catholic churches to go to like SSPX, FSSP, more Ex Ecclesia Dei, traditional Latin Mass associations. These types of places.
Yeah.
And you know, some of these groups are fine.
Mhm.
Others are
okay.
I don't want to say they're bad. Just so some of these groups are sedevacantist groups.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these groups that people are going to go to don't have holy orders anymore. They are excommunicated from the church.
Right. They're basically all playing dress up and
yeah, kind of. I mean, they're still doing the proper mass and stuff, but they don't
but
have the authority. Or maybe they do have the authority through the Lord. I don't know, but that's where it gets kind of on sketchy ground. You know, like
I mean,
that's when you wind up taking communion from a sketchy priest in his basement.
I was gonna say, like,
you know,
the way that I see a priest who has lost his orders is the same way I would see some laity accountant up there doing it. I'm just annoyed. Like that's not your job anymore. That's
how
not
do you
your
bar
job.
somebody from the chat? Do you know how to kick somebody out of the chat?
No, I don't know.
Nothing. Like, can you tell me how to kick somebody out of the chat? Don't ask about who it is. Just let me know how I do that.
Control Alt. No,
yeah.
just kidding.
No.
What is it? Alt F4.
I wonder if I can just highlight his name and boot him.
No.
I can translate to English.
There you go. That might be an option.
Anyway, where was I at? Oh yes, the people fleeing the Catholic Church to go practice traditional Catholicism with other people who have been excommunicated from the church.
Yes.
I don't believe that's the right answer.
I don't think it is either.
Maybe we'll hit a day where you have another choice, where the Catholic Church no longer practices the Catholic or even Christian religion.
Yeah.
But today is not that day.
Yet.
I can still find a decent mass if
we have at least until October.
If the mass has locally offended me that much, I could still drive an hour and 20 minutes to a Latin mass right now if I needed to.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, that could be done.
Well, we will see what happens.
That's for me to know and you to not figure out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Nah, I don't think you will.
I don't think I'll know, because that would require me putting in the effort.
Yeah,
and,
I don't.
You know how I am with effort and things. Okay. Did you have anything else we want to talk about while we're here?
Well, wasn't there one other? We talked about us going to church, and then there was one other thing that we were going to talk about.
Yeah, Mary, the Assumption.
Oh, okay,
yeah. The Nativity of Mary.
Yes.
And
then welcoming Father Calvin to America.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there was no. I think that's good.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Man, well, excuse me. You know,
heathen. Shame. Degeneracy.
Cryptic Levite equals Tenacious Thorn Leon on Rumble. All right.
Good evening, Grandpa.
Yeah.
We're glad that you made the migration. Welcome. You can catch Timeline Clans once again.
There we go. Welcome to Rumble, sir. Yeah, let me look at scroll through Catholic Twitter for a second, see what we got here.
Miss B converted posted something about being at mass after everybody left.
Oh yeah, we commented on that one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send me a picture of that organ console. I will send you the link for it.
Oh, here.
Let me do that real quick. I'll just forward it.
Okay, since I got nothing bad going on, I'll show him a picture of it.
Oh, well, I'm sure he wants to have it for his own.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
Future lookings.
Okay. Fine.
I don't know. I mean, you could go up there.
Yeah, I don't see a lot going on here tonight, guys. This is one of those shows where
It's quick, to
yeah,
the point, in and
it's just
out.
like they say the biggest thing is showing up every week, right?
Yes, sir.
So we showed up.
Consistency.
We didn't really have much for content though,
That's okay.
but we showed up.
Well, it's niche. I mean, the other thing we could do is talk about the Pope wilding out, doing freaking nonsense with the imam.
Who? Oh, yeah.
The Pope
I'd rather
having
not cover.
right. I'm like, that's the only other like
Yeah.
relevant Catholic thing to discuss at the current time.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about things Pope's doing that Pope shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
I want to stay out of it.
Best to not draw attention to it.
Not even not draw attention to it. I'd rather wait until I'm properly catechized Catholic and know more before I start throwing stones at the Holy Father.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
That's a smart way to operate.
Yeah. Like I can look at things and
That's
say
a
this
little
doesn't sit right with me,
That's
but
a
I
little
also
strategic.
yeah, like I can look at stuff he does and be like that doesn't sit right with me because I know that I've heard this teaching from the Catholic Church and I know this thing he just said goes against that teaching.
Completely, yeah.
But do I know that teaching well enough to really call him out? No, I don't. I just know that it's a teaching. I don't know the details, the in depth, the ins and outs of it. You know what I mean? So no, I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and bash the Pope for things he does and says when I don't know enough to bash him for.
Okay.
You know, I could be the one in the wrong for all I know.
I can just let the people know that you won't catch me praying with no Mohammedans.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then when I do pray, I will make the sign of the cross.
Won't happen.
Oh, the Pope. Another night wants to know. So
it's all a part of the fucking what is it?
The synodal church
the
they're trying to build. They want to change the Catholic faith.
The synod of synodality, where everybody's gods are equal. Everybody prays the same. Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, he basically went to Indonesia.
Indonesia specifically, yes.
And a few other places that are majority Muslim countries, and went and prayed with some imams and listened to some Muslim chanting, and then did his own prayer without any of the Catholic, no sign of the cross, no what else did he leave out? There's a bunch of stuff. Either way, and then went on to say that we all worship the same God and that we should all just get along and accept each other's little differences.
And peace is what we should all be focused on.
Yeah, because we're all going to heaven, and all of our religions are just mismatched to the same thing. So let's all just mash them all together and be one big religion. It all sounds like end time stuff.
Yeah, just prophetic things.
Yeah,
just fulfilling prophecy. It's no big deal.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. But like I said, I don't want to get too deep into it because one, I haven't really looked too deep into it myself.
Yeah.
So, and who am I? I'm not.
Nobody.
Like I said, I'm not a properly catechized Catholic. I'm not somebody who's going to go in and argue with somebody on theology and what's right and what's wrong and what the Catholic Church teaches about this, because I don't know what the Catholic Church teaches about this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Catholic Church teaches about it either, but I do know that the Mohammedans want us dead.
Yeah.
And that their prophet is totally fine.
I do know that the
marrying
Catholics
literal children.
Yes, I also know that the Catholics spent 1,000 years fighting off the Mohammedans.
Yes,
So,
and that's also a big thing that I know is like there was entire wars for literally 1,000 years to keep them at fucking bay.
right, yeah.
So
Yes, he is being full hippie pope again, Mr. Nether Knight.
yeah. So my uncle says so.
I mean, technically he's right. Exorcists
Right,
do talk to demons as they exorcise them.
Right, they do communicate with them to get them the fuck up out of a human host.
But no, they don't.
They don't like hang out with them and be like, "What's up? What are we doing today, guys?" It's not.
They cast them out.
They don't communicate with them like you'd communicate with the Holy Spirit or with like when you pray or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, no, they don't. They definitely don't communicate with demons.
Yeah.
In that way, other than casting them out.
Right.
The same way the apostles did.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
like you have to get him to identify himself, and then they're gonna want to argue about not leaving, but then you know, yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's
yep.
it's one of those things that people know enough to say something about it, but like not actually know anything further than the movie The Exorcist, brought to you by Hollywood,
Yeah.
to purposely make the Catholic Church look bad.
Yeah. Father Ripperger, he's actually an exorcist. He's you can catch him all over the internet. He's
Yeah,
got lots of good information about this stuff.
he's everywhere over it.
Yeah. He's actually everybody's talking about him nowadays.
Yeah, I know, and I feel as though that Arcane's uncles are. Yes, everybody is talking about it, and Arcane's uncles aren't the only ones saying it. There's a lot of people who say that.
Yeah, a lot of people yeah,
I will just go back to what Fulton Sheen said way back when. There's not 100 people who know the Catholic Church
no.
or what.
There's not 100 people who hate the Catholic Church, but there's millions who hate what they falsely perceive the Catholic Church to be.
That's the one.
That is the Fulton Sheen quote that I love. One of them that I love the most. Yes.
That's the one.
Because I was one of those people that hated the Catholic Church because I had no idea. I believed all the nonsense people said about the Catholic Church until I started looking into it and then went there and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it. There are not everybody in the Catholic Church is great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like all huge institutions like that, especially godly institutions, the enemy is going to try to infiltrate and do damage.
Anywhere good is, they're gonna show up to usurp it.
So yes, the enemy has infiltrated the church in spots, and yes, there has been evil men do evil things inside the church. But the Catholic Church as a whole is not an evil organization.
Nope.
They're all very good Christian people.
And yeah. And most importantly, they're the ones that have all the history. They're the ones that have all of the knowledge. They're the ones that have all the writings and teachings all the way back to Jesus himself.
Yeah.
Pastor Jeff at the strip center doesn't have that.
The strip center? The strip mall?
Strip mall, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean when I
Pastor
say that.
Joe at the strip club.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, man.
I said Pastor Jeff at the shopping center.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that.
At his mega church?
Yeah, it has. Joel Osteen ain't got that.
Right.
He just has the direct line to your checking account.
Right, yeah. He's probably got your credit card number on file.
Already.
Yeah.
We save it to make your donations easier.
So, okay. So, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Catholic Chats.
Sorry it was a short one. We appreciate you guys showing up.
45 minutes is normal length for Catholic Chats.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah. I don't know. It is some were longer, some were shorter.
That's true.
We didn't have a lot to bring to the table today, guys. Sorry.
That's okay.
But it is what it is.
We hope that you all had a wonderful weekend.
I hate doing this.
And
I gotta change this in a minute.
oh yeah, we had to change it.
Yeah.
Put it in. Okay, yeah. Now you gotta reformat it.
Well, no, I just gotta change it to opening the other thing. That's not a big deal. Anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate it. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Wednesday, right?
I will be live tomorrow morning.
Oh, she'll be live tomorrow morning. I forgot about that.
Yep, tomorrow's Monday.
So Emily will see you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys on Wednesday evening at 7:15. So have a good evening, and we will see you then.
Bye, guys.